Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Surprise in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic sparkling day. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast, number 1421. Whew, we're getting up there. Thankful Thursday. We are getting up there in the numbers. Not a lot of days to go till we hit that magic 1,460. I miscounted when I said 461 because 461 is actually August the 1st. 1,460 is July 30th. And that's the day we're having the big celebration for 4 years. Sorry, my voice is going to be going in and out a little bit. I did a lot of talking this morning. So on a typical day, the most talking I do is on my podcast. Yeah. That's the most talking that I do is every day is on my podcast, unless I'm in a group of people and we're having conversations and that sort of thing. But typically on a normal day, the most talking I do is on the podcast. I was doing a lot of talking this morning. I was making phone calls this morning and actually for Networking Riches. So Networking Riches 2.0 live starting on Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time. If you haven't registered yet, go to havetonetwork.com. So I was doing calls to those that had registered just to say thank you for registering and making sure that they had the link to come watch Networking Riches on Saturday. So I did a lot of talking this morning. I've done a lot of done a lot of typing this afternoon. So I'm actually quite exhausted right now. My brain is fried. I've done talking. I've been evaluating some stuff. Had just got off my mastermind call. I actually got off my mastermind call probably about 20 to 30 minutes ago, but had to kind of settle the brain down a little bit because it was celebration day today. We were talking about our wins, and I love when we get to talk about our wins and things that are happening in our business, the things that are going well for us, the things that aren't going so well for us, but we get to celebrate. And I love celebrating wins in business. So if you've had any business wins this week, stick them in the comments below. What you're grateful for this week as well, so we can celebrate with you. But yeah, it's been one of my busy days. I haven't done anything physical yet, as you can tell from the background. And I got to get it covered. I got to get the scenery behind me changed before 8 a.m. on Saturday morning. Not sure when that's going to happen. I'm actually meeting with a friend tomorrow who I haven't seen in months. And we live about a 20 to 30 minute drive from each other. So what's the matter, Zeph? Oh, it's coming up to WALK time. Okay. Well, try not to go too long. Okay. So I haven't seen her in months. We only live like about 20 to 30 minute drive. Our schedules just have not been clicking for us to be able to get together. So we're meeting for breakfast tomorrow morning, and we're going to a place that has a patio where I can take Zeffie with me, and she'll get her scrambled eggs for breakfast. One of my big wins this week was the fact that I'm cooking at home. Yay! Making most of my meals at home. I went out. What was the day you went to the groomers? Oh, that was yesterday. So I did when I was at the groomers yesterday. Well, Zeffie was at the groomers. I had to go and pick up the mail, and then on the way home to drop the mail off before I picked up Zeffie, I did stop and get lunch on the way home. But I haven't done takeout and there was a couple of nights ago I had some Chinese, and there's a place I normally go to and I know what dishes don't have onions in them, and this one got a bit of cross-contamination because there must have been onions in one of them because I was feeling it this weekend. So the fact that I can now cook at home, and because of all the advice that Nicole gives us when she comes on the podcast and things about clean eating, autoimmune systems, and especially after that label thing that we did on Friday. Oh my gosh, if you have not seen the episode we did on Friday, which was 1,415, we did that last Friday with Nicole. We were talking about how to read labels, and I was finding out all sorts of information about labels that I was sort of like, oh crap. And so I went and checked the stuff in my pantry, and I was like, no, it's got that ingredient, and it's got that ingredient, it's got this no ingredient, this no. And one of them happened to be my favorite protein powder. So I said to her, okay, I have about 4 to 6 months supply of my protein powder, depending on how many shakes I do a day. but it has these 2 ingredients in it, which happen to be the last 2 ingredients on the list. I said, do you have anything that doesn't have that particular ingredient in it? Because it's a very common ingredient in protein shakes. And so she sent me about 3 or 4 of them, suggestions of them. And so I'm looking at them to see which one to get. And I might just cut them in with my protein powder, because I really don't want to chuck out 6 canisters of protein powder. Yeah. So I'm probably going to do a scoop of this, a scoop of that, and just do it that way. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But I want to get the other stuff used up as quickly as possible. So I just go straight on to the other one. But all the stuff that she's been teaching, I have been listening. I have been paying attention. I always end up with notes at the end of her session. Sorry, Zephy's just distracting me. I'll get to that story in a minute. And so now now that I'm in a house where I have a full kitchen, pantry, a full freezer, and all of that, I can start implementing some of the things that she's suggesting. And if you're seeing Zephy wandering around behind over here, she's finding a place to plant her milk biscuit. She normally brings it to my chair and tries to tuck it under my leg. I'll get back to it. And so I'm starting to implement a lot of what Nicole has been teaching. And it's part of my 90 days of self-love is watching what I put into my body. And it's not a, you have to do this. It's a conscious decision of being aware. It's just being consciously aware of what I am eating and what I'm feeding into my body. And just with the small changes I have already made, do you still have that thing in your mouth? Nope. Oh, goodness knows where she's put it. Just with those small conscious decisions that I've made already, I'm already noticing a change in my body. One of the things that she suggested the other day was, if you get one of those low kicks in the afternoon, go have a tablespoon of MCT oil. MCT oil. It's derived from coconut, which is very healthy for you. So I've been doing that, and it gives me that boost in the afternoon. And I'm like, I'm kind of liking this. This is cool. I have other things that I do, and some of them aren't good for me. But that one is one of those conscious decisions. So that's, this, what are we on? Day 17. Day 17? Day 17. Yes, day 17 of the 90 days of love. It's going well, and I'm making these conscious decisions. And the fact that I can now cook at home is making things a lot easier for me as to what I can eat and what I can't, as to what I can eat, because I'll only bring into the house what I want to bring into the house, and keep the bad stuff out so I don't eat it. Whereas if I go out to eat, I'm more like, oh, they have that on them. Oh, we'll get that, and we'll get that, and we'll get that. And afterwards, after I felt very lethargic. So now I'm a lot more clean eating, which is kind of cool, and I'm very grateful for. And so Zephy's running around the house with a milk biscuit. Well, she's now on the floor behind me, so obviously found somewhere to hide it. But what is really funny is I've been doing laundry today as well. And so in the hallway just out here, I have piles of laundry. And one of them is the delicates. And I walked out through the hallway there to go change onto the next load. And there's a dog biscuit sitting on top of my delicates. And I'm like, I don't think that's a good place for your dog biscuit to sit. But she's been moving it around the house all day, including the fact that when you're in the bathroom, sitting on the toilet, she comes in and puts it on the floor between my legs, so to say, you're supposed to be watching this. Because I didn't realize that she had moved it off the delicates underneath the table by my feet. She had put it there. And so normally when we're in the RV, I was on the bench seat, so she'd come put on the seat next to me. Now I'm in an office chair. There's not really room for her to do that. And so I thought, oh my gosh, what am I going to do with this girl? But yeah, so if you saw her running around over here earlier, she was trying to find a place to hide her biscuit until it marinates to the state that she wants it. And I'm like, it sits in a cardboard box. It's already marinated or whatever. Maybe she has to air it out so it gets rid of the cardboard smell. I don't know. But she's been keeping me amused all day with that as she runs around and tries to find new places. And what are you whining about? Oh, she's laying down on the floor there, like completely. So yeah, so there's that to be thankful for. The amusement of a dog, my life with a dog. You never know what's going to happen or anything like that until it happens. And dogs just live in the moment. There's a lot that we can learn from a dog. They live in the moment. They don't live in the past. Yes, there are some things that may trigger them. Like one time I found out that the swishing noise of a fly swat, or even a towel, that swishing noise, sets her up. She goes and runs and hides because she was abused for the first 5 months of her life. But most of the time she is living in the moment. And, she wants to play, you go play. It's as simple as that. And it's just as simple as taking a tennis ball and throwing. We're standing out there in the hallway and I was throwing it into the bedroom, and she would go running, go, well, actually, she can't scratch so much because she had her nails clipped yesterday. So normally I used to hear click, 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 click behind me, and now I'm hearing pip, 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 pip. And you really have to listen for it because she's very light on her feet. But she would go scrambling on the tile, and she'd finally gain traction just as she hit the carpet and go flying across the room, pick up the ball, and then she comes flying down the hallway. I'm standing at the corner, and when she comes down the hallway, you've got to go right to go into the kitchen. And so I'm saying, bring it here. And she comes running down the hallway straight at me. In the last second, veers off to the right into the kitchen and does this whole loop thing around the family room and the kitchen, and then comes back and brings it to me. So she's definitely enjoying the space, and just being in the moment. It's, you don't have to worry about tomorrow. You don't have to worry about 5 minutes ago. You don't have to worry about 5 minutes from now. Just live in the moment. And so that's one thing we can teach from dogs. We can learn from dogs. If you want something, go get it. Or ask for it. It's just being present. It's not being on the phone. There are times that she gives me these looks when I pick up the phone to look at it, and she'll just sit there and just look at me. And I'll look at her and go, what? And then she'll turn and she'll look at the front door as I said, we're supposed to be walking. And I'm like, I'm checking, and I'm having to explain myself to my dog as to what I am doing on the phone. It's like, I'm seeing what the temperature is outside, so I know, whether we're taking water with us or not. So I have to explain myself to my dog why I am sitting on my phone or why I'm at the computer. And, she will come and stand here next to me and just look at me. And I'm going, what? And now I can hear her whine. If you hear her whining, she wants attention because I'm on the computer. She wants me off the computer. She wants me having my hands free. And she's, now that I've got a couch, I've now got a couch that I sit on. I've got a 3-seater couch here and then a 2-seater couch here. And she will sit on this one, or she'll sit on the couch next to me. And I have my weird ottoman. I must take a picture of that one day because it's just weird. It's not exactly square sides. It's just a cube with different sides, different size sides. But I quite often have it so it sits when I'm not using it. It sits between the corner of where the two couches meet. And there's times that she's been very tentative of walking onto this and then just curling up on it and going to sleep. And I'll come and sit down onto the couch and look at my ottoman and go, well, I guess you're sleeping there and I'm sitting here. But it's just being present in the moment and just enjoying the moment with her. And I love it when she gets into a playful mood and just wants to go places. So I'm very thankful for that. I'm thankful for my family. I can now talk about it too. So grandson number 5 has arrived. I am super excited. So grandson number 5, I've got 5 grandchildren. They're all boys. It's a Brahms thing. But grandson number 5 has made his appearance. He arrived last week. I haven't made any announcements about it because I was waiting for the parents to put something out on social media before I did. And so he's here. His older brother, and his name is Nathan, and his older brother, Benjamin, who is only 14 months older, is excited to have a big brother and to have a baby brother to play with, even though Nathan can't exactly play right now. Both parents are doing very well and adjusting to having a 14-month-old and a newborn in the house. So I've left them alone for now, let them get settled and everything else before I call in with them. But it was very exciting news when he arrived, and he was 8 days early. So that was really cool. So I can't wait to get out to California and meet him in person. Maybe I'll go. I'm trying to figure out when the best time is to go. So I'll check with them what their schedule's going to be before I make any arrangements, and check with the family in San Diego before I go out there to see what their schedules are before I make any arrangements and everything else. But yeah, so I'm super excited and thankful that our family is growing and our family is healthy, and everybody's doing well. And that's it from us for today. It's just been a quick, short one. My throat is starting to feel very strange, so I'm going to get off and stop talking so I can take Puppy for a walk. It's probably still 100 and something degrees outside. Hang on. For those in New Zealand, when I hit 103, it is like, oh, don't need that one. That's to unlock the door. That's where the weather one is. Yeah, it's 100 degrees outside, but it feels like 97. Oh, we're getting down to 67 tonight. Yes. So for those in New Zealand, 100 degrees Fahrenheit is 38 degrees Celsius for my metric friends. So yes, we're about to go outside and walk in that. But anyway, I'm getting off here because my vocal cords are straining. Everybody have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys back here at 6 p.m. Pacific tomorrow. And remember, if you want to join us at Networking Riches this weekend, please go to the link that is coming across the bottom of the screen here. You can register at havetonetwork.com, and you'll get an email with the link in so you can join us at 8 a.m. on Saturday morning. It's 8 a.m. Pacific Saturday morning, and 2 sleeps. For a rockin' weekend. It's a 2-day event. It is going to be fantastic. And this is the one that has one of my favorite portions being the breakthrough zone, where somebody comes in, this is a problem I'm having in my business, and the coaches then coach that person. And when they're coaching, yes, it is for that person's business, but there are lessons to be learned in those coaching tips that apply to all businesses. So it's a really great way to get some ideas for your business, get some inspiration for your business. And it's a hands-on workshop. So you get to do different fun activities and things like that. And some of the activities will really get you thinking and will change how you look at how you network. It will change your perception on networking. It's a really cool. I love it. I've only missed 2.5 of these. Yeah, something like that. But anyway, go to havetonetwork.com so you can register as my guest, and we will catch you back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific. Hey, konera. Oh, have a super fantastic sparkling evening too.